So we find ourselves at Spa, our favourite track. Definitely one I love. I've been to in person. Just such a brilliant track, such like elevation change, and just an amazing track all round. We had a pretty shit qualifying. I think we came 23rd. Both laps we ran wide, got track limits. Yeah, as you'll see, quite the comeback story. Some brilliant overtakes in there. I really hope you enjoy. But let's just get straight into it. So here we go. 23rd to where do we finish? That is the question. And coming down into turn one, we just want to take it cute. You know, we're just taking it nice and steady. We're just trying to avoid trouble more than anything. Taking the outside line, and oh my god, the carnage that unfolds. We just ever so slightly staying out of trouble, managing to get all the way up into 12th place from 23rd. And here we can see just a little bit of an outsider perspective on it. Everyone just pinches up on the inside and just take each other out. A bit silly, can't win it on lap one, but their loss is our gain. So I was finding the Lexus really stable through this part of the track. I normally would run the BMW, however coming through here it gets so loose on the rear and I just lost all confidence with driving it. I will say I am quicker in the BMW, but the Lexus in this middle part of the track is just phenomenal. As you'll see, we close up massively through this part of the track, albeit the first lap and everyone's having a little bit of a scrap, but we are so much quicker through this part of the track than everyone else. I'd actually say throughout this race we were probably the quickest in the race, if not second or third quickest overall. Yeah, closing right up to the back of these McLarens. Nice and quick. I cannot believe how strong the McLaren was this week. I actually done a couple of races in it, and I believe I set a 2:19.6, I want to say. So it was my personal best lap time, and the car was just unbelievably overpowered. But coming into this last section, this was where I found a great amount of time in this race. Cars were really struggling, braking too early or too late. We just get to hook it up so nicely in this Lexus. Turns and just reacts as and when you want it to, which is absolutely amazing. And here we go, getting a great run out of this section compared to everyone else. We're going to be right on the back of this McLaren coming through this section. Purple sector on the first lap is what you love to see. And the problem with the Lexus, just don't have those legs, unfortunately. Every other car just seems to pull away, and the McLaren as well was just an absolute rocket ship in a straight line. But yeah, running ever so slightly wide there, hitting our first track limits of the race. But hopefully we can avoid any penalties going forward. So not much really happened in the first few laps. We just sort of got into our rhythm, got on our pace and got onto the back of these McLarens a bit more after making a few mistakes. But jumping forward to lap 4, coming into the first corner, I slightly missed my braking point and it forces me to go into this move that I wasn't really intending on going in for. But we're right on the back of these McLarens, getting a very poor exit out there, which is going to really hamper us coming down through this first sector. Thankfully for us, that McLaren gets a penalty, which he slowed down for. I do believe he didn't actually have to slow down for that, and I believe he took the slow down rather than taking the penalty points. So that helped us, puts us up into P9, which is amazing. P9 already by lap 4, fantastic for us. Now we've got our sights set on J. Lemine and G. Newman, if that's how you pronounce the names. Chasing them down for this middle sector. They're battling quite hard. The BMW's going defensive for really no reason, which is slowing the both of them down. And that's just allowing us to claw back corner by corner. And we're really pushing, but we have a massive snap of oversteer coming through here. Just managing to catch it. The amount of times I haven't caught that and I've just ended up off in the gravel or in the wall is just ridiculous. But thank God we managed to catch that. Trying to get our breath back, I think, a little bit. Although my expression isn't showing it, I was very much on edge. But again, getting a nice exit coming through this bit, getting the corner really turned in, hitting on the throttle early, giving us a great run through this part of the track, and allowing us just to pull that gap to T Mills behind, who was very quick.
Lap 2:22.30.
Much better exit out of turn 1 this time, putting us right on the back of the BMW. Almost 3/10 up on our actual best lap of the race so far, so putting us in a much better position coming through Rouge here. Keeping it pinned, do we? Little lift. Keeping it within track limits. Just not keeping it in track limits. Marginally. But this gives us a good run, keeps us on the back of them. The BMW is looking very aggressively against the McLaren. Looking to try and outbrake him around the outside. I think the McLaren might just have the better brakes on him. It brings us right into play. Getting a nice exit through here, keeping it in second. And we're just going to get a better exit round here as well from the BMW. Again, the cornering in this Lexus is phenomenal. Getting nice and close, and we're even sending a little look up the inside here just to throw him off, see if we can get him to put his car wide, which he does, giving us a good run here. But again, BMW's got that great traction out of corners, and here I'm hoping the McLaren doesn't send it down the inside, and thank God he didn't. The BMW just runs ever so slightly wide here, allowing us to have a little look up the inside, and here we're thinking about the outside move. Can we make it stick? Very nice and clean racing from the BMW, didn't wash wide into us, and that's P8 for us. And time to chase on after number 7. Again, getting that brilliant exit here where everyone else is struggling, and we can see a car up ahead that's in the wall. It's the Lamborghini from lap 1 and is absolutely mashed. And unfortunate for the McLaren, he went right, I went left, and left was the correct way to go. So that's given us a nice bit of clear track now that we can really see what our pace is. We can try and set on after Mr. Bogger up ahead. Jumping forward ever so slightly to lap number 7. We start to be reeling in the cars in front, setting a personal best lap of the race there with a 2:20.8. Still very far off the pace that we're capable of, but bringing us back into this battle. There we go, a good lap 7 there. Done what we needed to do, had clean track, and we would have again set the personal best lap of the race there. Right on the back of this battle now. We know we're quicker, we've just got to make the passes and make sure we can keep it nice and clean. Everyone's scrapping for position here. There's going to be an accident, you just know it. Big corner cut from Bolger there up in front. He keeps it pinned and takes those penalty points as much as he needs them. The Aston Martin's looking very dicey. I wonder if he's going to go for a move. But I don't believe he does. I think he holds place and just pushes the McLaren ever so slightly wide. Whether he touched or not, I'm not too sure, but he's managed to make the move stick and he's held on to it. And the revenge lunge around the outside sees, unfortunately, the 4th place car dropping back to the last position of this battle. And a lovely move around the outside of Bolger from us, keeping it nice and clean. All fair and love and war here. He's got the run on the inside of us. Are we going to hang it around the outside? Just about gives us the room to run around. And we do manage to gain the position. Do we keep it going to the next section? Running very high on those track limit points, and we've managed to keep it. That is, I think, one of my favourite moves and sequence of corners with someone on LMU from a lot of racing. And we did say to each other at the end of the race that was a really clean move and very fair and respectful. I am a little bit curious as to how I didn't get a penalty, because I did overtake off track, but I wonder if I was far enough ahead of him when I'd gone off the track that I'd already technically claimed the position. Because in another world, I feel like that would have made me give it back to him. But now we've got our sights set on the Aston Martin. 1 lap to go. Can we do it? Getting a great exit through the bus stop. The Aston Martin a bit squirrely through there. And we've got 8/10 to close up. The Aston Martin's gone very deep into the first corner, and we've got one of our best exits ever coming through there, closing down to 5/10 already in the first corner. He's just gone ever so slightly deep through there, allowing us to get in a fantastic run coming through this section. And we're applying the pressure to him now. We're going to have a little look around the outside, but we're not actually going to go for it. We just want him to think, think we're there, think we're going for the moves, but just applying that pressure, and hopefully we can force him into an error. So far, he doesn't seem to be giving up that error that we're looking for. He's keeping it very nicely, keeping it all smooth, and he's not allowing us to have that little look around the outside or inside into any of these corners. But we're really pushing him along now, using the strength of that Lexus in the middle section to try and get him. But we get a fantastic exit coming onto this part of the track. I'm wondering if we can get him before we get into Blanchimont. He's going to cover the inside, we're going to go around the outside, and we just miss our turning point ever so slightly. And unfortunately at that point I'm thinking that's the race done and dusted. We're going to settle for 5th. But he goes very deep into this corner. We look for the switchback, we cut on the inside, and it's a drag race down to the line. And P4 for us, a 23rd to P4, what a drive. I loved that race, absolutely enjoyed it. That was fantastic driving from both sides. So many people in that race had some brilliant clean driving, and I can't say that I've enjoyed a racing game as much as LMU recently. It's been fantastic. The trusted lobbies and the high split lobbies have been amazing. So there we have it. One of my favourite races at Spa from last week. Gained some safety rating, gained a little bit of driver rating, and some of the best overtakes I think I've had, and some of the cleanest racing in these lobbies that I've had for a long time. So let me know what your favourite overtake was. I know certainly which one was mine. And let me know in the comments. And if you did enjoy it, please give us a like. Please give us a subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. I believe the next race is Fuji. So let's see how that goes.